Hey everyone, I'm Taylor with Real Estate Day. I've got Cola here during this mini series on renovation loans. She is the renovation queen here in Hampton Roads. So we've done 2 videos prior to this, everything you need to know about renovation loans and the step-by-step process. So now we're going to jump into maybe the most important person in the whole transaction, which is the HUD consultant, and kind of their whole role and the process through it. So Cole, what exactly is a HUD consultant? Yeah, what is that?
When you said most important role, I totally agree with you.
Okay.
If I were doing a renovation loan, unless I was, replacing the HVAC on a house built in 2010, I would be bringing in a HUD consultant. And maybe even then, depending on the condition of the house. So a HUD consultant is an inspector that is approved by HUD. They're not employed by HUD. And they're not employed by us.
Okay.
And they are involved in the renovation process. I like to say that they're kind of like a supervisor. They're overseeing your project in many ways. So they go out to the property and inspect the property with the buyer on the front end. And they're going to walk in that house and say, okay, you have to do this, that, and that, in order for this property to meet minimum property standards. In other words, all of the things that would come back on an appraisal if you didn't have a HUD consultant. So we know right within that inspection period what we have to do. There won't be any surprise. That's not to say never, but 99% of the time there are no surprises.
Okay.
In addition to that, they sit down with the buyer or the homeowner and say, okay, what else do you want to do? Let's say a homeowner says, I want an all-new kitchen, I want new countertops, I want new appliances. And yes, you can finance in appliances, including the washer and dryer.
Wow.
Yes. So he adds all of that to his report.
Okay.
When the homeowner or the borrower gets the report back, all of those things are listed in the report as required or mandatory, meaning those things you have to do to meet minimum property standards for the type of loan and for the municipality. And then B, items that are desired, the things you said you wanted to do. And then items they recommend. So let's say the roof was fine, it'll pass an inspection, but you're doing a renovation loan and it's probably not going to last a whole lot longer. He may recommend that you go ahead and do the roof. In addition to that, all of those items are broken down into material cost and labor cost. Line item by line item. That new kitchen, he's going to tell you how much it should cost in materials for the cabinets and the labor to install them. The materials for your countertops, the labor to install them. The materials for the sink and the faucet and everything is there. So you know right away how much, you're going to have to budget for this project. It's there to make sure that we include enough money into the loan to get all the work done. Now, let's say you have a contractor who says, I can put that HVAC in for $4,000. And the HUD consultant says it should be $7,000. Well, we asked the contractor, how can you do it for $4,000? Oh, well, he's a friend of mine. We're not going with the $4,000. What happens if you go to closing and he decides he's not going to be your friend anymore? Now you need $7,000. So we lean on that HUD consultant to make sure that we've got enough money in the loan in case the guy decides to not be your friend or he, for some reason can't do it. Now, that doesn't mean that contractor can't do it for $4,000, but we're adding $7,000 and that's the way that part goes. So there, in addition to all the renovations that are included into the loan, we also include a contingency reserve. Which is a percentage of the repairs. So let's say the repairs are coming back at $50,000. If the property is currently occupied, then we're going to add an additional $5,000. If the property is not occupied, or it's a foreclosure, REO, or it's a short sale, we're going to add $7,500. The contingency reserve is used in the event anything comes up after closing. That we weren't expecting. So we've got a bid for $50,000.
Yeah.
What happens if when he pulls out those cabinets, the dishwasher had leaked and now we have, some rotten wood, or that's what you use the contingency reserve. Or let's say by the time we go to closing, the cabinets you wanted aren't available anymore. And the ones you got to use now are a little more expensive. You use the contingency reserve for that. And so the HUD consultant manages all of that. He tells us, this is how much the repair should be. This is how much a contingency reserve is. This is how many draws the contractor can have to do this job. Then once you close, when the contractor is ready for a draw, it's the HUD consultant that goes out and performs the inspection. So let's say that when the contractor put the stove in and he put the microwave over top of it with the updraft in it, it's off by about 6 inches. Well, the home buyer is going to be, oh no, I don't want to have to deal with this with him because I don't want to make him mad and I want him to finish my job.
And
they don't have to worry about that. Yes, he's my friend. They don't have to worry about it. The HUD consultant walks in and says, this does not meet code or standard, and we're not paying for that. You need to move all the cabinets back down 6 inches.
Yeah.
And let's say that in the middle of the job, the guy decides he's not going to be your friend. So you got to fire him. He stops showing up.
Yeah.
It's the HUD consultant that goes in and does an exit inspection, determines what the cost is of what he's done, and make sure we have enough money left over to find a new contractor and get the rest of the work done. So they're involved in that transaction all the way from start to finish, including that final inspection. Let's say you have a problem with your contractor. You disagree on something. The HUD consultant can jump in there and try to mediate. Now, he's not a mediator, and if he can't calm everybody down, then it can go to mediation and then arbitration and then court. But the HUD consultant 90% of the time can calm those things down.
Nice. So their role is supervising, but also kind of guiding you as the purchaser through the process to make sure that you are still good to go.
Right.
And on track for everything.
Right. So when his report comes in, the buyer is going to, or the homeowner are going to sit down with their contractor, go over it, decide if they want to do the recommended items, decide if they want to do the desired items, or maybe they say, no, we'll leave the cabinets, let's just get the granite. And they go back and forth between the HUD consultant and the contractor until we have final figures, and that's when we order the appraisal. We take that HUD consultant inspection and the contractor's bid, we send them to the appraiser and say, hey, appraiser, this is what they're paying for it. This is what they're doing. What's it going to be worth when it's done?
Yeah, and then he does all of that for you.
Right, he does it.
Very cool. So, I'm the buyer and I'm working with this HUD consultant. How can I best partner with him to make sure he has everything he needs, or she, make sure they have everything they need to get through the process as smoothly as possible?
Well, fortunately, just a few years ago, HUD changed their guidelines. It used to be that we would send a link to HUD's website to look up HUD consultants. And I can tell you that was not the best way. All HUD consultants are not created equal. So what you will find is most loan officers or lenders that do these on a regular basis, have a very good relationship with their local HUD consultant. And of course, I belong to, what's it called? ARC, American Association of Renovation Consultants. So this group, if I get one in Colorado and it's in an area where I don't have a HUD consultant relationship, I go to them and they help me find a good one, because they're not all good. I mean, we called 3 in Western Pennsylvania and all 3 are retired. So we want to make sure that the borrower gets a good HUD consultant. So we vet them on the front end and then we assign it to them.
Okay, cool. So most of the relationship creation is already done as I'm getting the loan.
We're going to help you create that relationship.
Okay, very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Cole. I think that's all the questions I have. Is there anything else that you want to let the world know, or do you think it's good to go?
I think we've covered everything other than, I just strongly urge people out there that if you're looking to do a renovation loan, that, I mean, I know everybody has a good relationship with their loan officer, but don't always consider that. Consider looking at someone that does them on a daily basis, that knows what they're doing, and can make sure that they get it from start to finish with as few hiccups as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Cole. I really appreciate
You're welcome, Taylor.
And your knowledge and helping educate the world on renovation loans. This has been really awesome and eye-opening for sure.
There's nothing I like better than talking about these loans, as you can tell.
Do it all day, every day, baby.
I'm obsessed.
Cool. Again, I'll put Cola's contact information at the end of this video. So if you're thinking about getting pre-approved for a renovation loan with Cola, you have her contact info, just reach out to her and she'll get you hooked up.
I'll be here.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, Taylor.